Hello, folks. Bonafide here.
Hey, and Chris.
And Chris. I'm just going to introduce you. Just give me a minute. I want to cover something, and I try not to get into these debates. Let's just call it.
They call it a spat.
Yeah. So what we've got. Well, I'll just tell you how it all started. I started seeing people posting things like, you ain't supposed to be talking to a demon for 10 minutes and things like that. And I didn't really know who they was talking about, but obviously I've got friends that was paying attention to what was taking place. And then I've seen different people. You know, a friend of mine named Jackie and then Joshua, and usually people that just don't mention anything to do with any drama, but they felt like it was important enough to mention it. Now, they didn't mention any names and they didn't put out any videos, but they did mention that they felt like this act of deliverance, or whatever the case may be, was not biblical, to be the nicest way to say it. So, next thing I know, I'm getting sent videos of Daniel Adams chasing folks around the tent.
In the name of deliverance, right?
Yeah, in the name of deliverance. And so I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So I tried. I'm still trying. You know, to say, well, he may not understand this. He may not. He's young. Blah blah blah. So I have had the thumbnail made for this video for 4 days now. So I decided before I made the video, I want to go and see what Daniel had to say and how he was defending himself with these accusations that are going on. So I went to his Facebook and listened to his videos, and he done everything but put a nail in his own coffin. Everything he mentioned, he reminded me of a politician. Everything he mentioned or he wanted to talk about had nothing to do with the subject of what he was accused of. And it just reminded me of other pastors that have done this, and it reminds you of a politician that'll skate around the subjects and then accuse everyone of doing exactly what he's doing.
Well, what was he accused of doing?
He's accused of these acts that are basically, let's just say, a show-off of deliverance, but there was no deliverance. And
are you talking about the one like where he had the baby jumping in the lady?
No, that's a prime example. So I get sent a video of a pregnant lady, and Daniel is making the baby kick, from what we understand. Now, what does that have to do with deliverance? None, to be honest with you. Another one was, and I have to say, it's very, I want to say peculiar, or
suspect.
It's very suspect that every one of these videos that this supposed deliverance is taking place on are black women. And it's
where he's chasing them around. I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah, it was in a tent. It was in the tent, but they've been 2 or 3 different ones. I've seen 3 or 4 different ones, and every single one of them was black women. And there's another guy, I can't remember his name, black guy from Africa that's been doing all these videos, and he talks about how Daniel was copying or
that thing he does with his hand.
Yeah. He was copying another pastor that was there. You know me, I don't remember no names of anything. But what I wanted to do is I put the video, the thumbnail, falsely accused. And because at the time of the video, and I also said the elephant in the room, the reason for that was, at the time that I made the thumbnail, Daniel was coming to the event that we're driving to right now. And I knew there was going to be an elephant in the room. I'd already heard rumors, and, you know, maybe somebody wasn't going to show up if he did, and things like that. So, I'm going to give you my honest opinion of what's taking place. I don't believe that anybody that I know, that I've seen, that gets into this ministry, any ministry, with the intentions of false doctrine. Now, when you do have a calling and you do start getting a following, and let's just say a big head, that it can completely turn around, and you could lose your anointing. You could get, I feel like, pride, a spirit of pride.
Okay, so I feel like the more anointed you are, the bigger the attack is going to be on you. And so you have to acknowledge that these pastors that are, you know, have a huge voice are under attack, and some of them do sort of submit to that without even realizing that they're doing it. So like with his video, he's saying, oh, I would never do this, I would never talk about this person. Well, the entire video, it's exactly what you're doing.
Yep. It's a democratic demon.
Yeah, you're doing what your whole video is about what you wouldn't do.
Yep.
Right?
You're exactly right. Basically, when somebody is accused of something, they accuse their accusers of doing the exact same thing that they're doing.
That's right.
They accuse their accusers, and I've seen this many times. So what I want to give you a few things that I feel like should be warnings. Okay. When you call one of these pastors to come to your location, to come to an event, and they have, I want to call them outrageous standards. Either one thing, they want to know how much money, if that's the first thing. They have outrageous requests. I need 3 rental cars. I need, you know, a room at the Hilton with a suite and all these kind of things. If you, and I've been doing these events for a while, not necessarily with pastors, but if you're a pastor and you're giving a requirement, you're not there for the gospel. You're there for your benefit, and you want to make sure that you get a benefit out of it before you show up. And I know plenty of pastors that I've invited, just like the deal at Myrtle Beach, and I call them, I invite them. They're gracious that they get to come and speak in front of people, and never ask for a dime, not even, you know, flights. We're going to cover this kind of stuff, but I don't believe in charging for an event. I learned that a long time ago, especially when it comes to the gospel, deliverance, or anything like that, that you shouldn't charge. All right, so that's one thing. You put your faith out there, and the Lord will pay the bills every time. The next thing that I see that is a red flag for me is these pastors have a private clique or private group. They are and they tell these people things, and they tell these people not to share these things with other people. And every one of them has a leak, to be honest with you. And that's how you find out about them. But Daniel addresses a cult in his video. But in all reality, if you look at the major cults that we've ever seen in American history, it was always about them having a following that was their own secret society, and that's how they gain control. And how you find out about them is someone that didn't go along with the narrative leaves the secret society. And And that's how you find out these secrets. I do know for a fact that Daniel has a secret society that he shares with he tells people only these things. The next thing that I want to say something about is a man is only as good as his word. And I would not speak if I have not seen the proof. Okay? Daniel Adams was booked at an event in Alaska. And and a week or so or a few weeks before that, something happened, and his deal with going to South Africa fell apart, and he booked, let's just say double booked, but I knew what he was doing. He canceled the event in Alaska, knowing for a fact that these folks had spent a bunch of money to do this and the promotions and stuff. And he blamed it on their doctrine. But let me give you the proof. There was a video out of the event, the guy in South Africa that said that Daniel Adams will be here on this date, which was the same dates as Alaska, 4 days before the folks in Alaska knew that he was going to cancel or heard that he was going to cancel. Now, he didn't cancel because he basically said that these people's doctrine was different than his.
He just needed an excuse.
He needed an excuse to leave, which exactly is the reason that he put this last video out, is because the separation of the doctrine. So he's accusing these people, the promoters in Alaska, of what he's getting accused of now. So that's just a proof. For some reason, I get put in the middle of it. I guess because the Lord knows I'm going to tell the truth about it. And to be honest with you, I didn't know the man. I've met him in the green room a couple times. And I'm not here to bash anybody. And we've seen pastors get off a track, come back in a track. But when it comes to deliverance, and you're out here playing with devils for 10 minutes and there is no deliverance. Another thing is too, is a kind of a red flag, is a cameraman following you around to make sure. Now I know it has to take place, but a cameraman making sure that they get that video on, that deliverance on video.
Also, Lord, sort of entertaining the demons by having conversations with them, like lengthy interviews with the demons. That's not right. You identify the demon and you cast it out, right? You don't play with them, converse with them, or entertain them in any way.
That's right. And it's just like I said, I wouldn't say this stuff unless I had absolute proof of it. I don't believe that he's going to be the first one. I believe that there'll be many others, that has got the big head, that has got to the point to where they're prideful. They feel like that they need to have servants.
Well, also the whole idea that, if you don't like it, you can lump it. You can leave it and just get off my channel if you don't like the way I'm doing it. Quit inviting me to your events. And it's like they have or at least he in the last video had the chip on his shoulder and don't tell me what to do kind of mentality.
That is a Pharisee spirit. When you feel like that you know it all, when you feel like that I know everything and I'm going to do it my way, and you have the word humble is not in his vocabulary whatsoever. But I just wanted to cover this because I've got so many text messages and people just sending me videos, and the whole deal about laying hands on a pregnant lady to make the baby jump. We're getting a little dramatized.
Oh, that's one more thing. I have, and not just him, but this is just kind of observation I've made. If you're crying about the drama,
yeah,
you're probably the reason for the drama.
Yep.
The person talking about drama being a problem the loudest is usually the one causing the drama.
Oh, that's 99.9% of the time.
That's the truth.
Yeah. These are things that we've learned because we're elders now.
No. I'm a younger.
You're what?
I'm a younger.
Younger. I think this is our
wise.
exit. Yeah. All right, folks. Hopefully we'll see y'all in Nashville, Tennessee here in the next couple of days. And what y'all need to do is I'm not going to say make your mind up. Y'all go look at, it's very easy to find all these videos. Only thing you got to do is go to YouTube, put in Daniel Adams, and put in the latest videos. It'll be right there. It'll be by 2 or 3 different people. Go to his Facebook page and see if you feel like that attitude come from the Holy Spirit. But that's all I got. I don't want to divide anybody. There's enough division in this whole movement that we don't need any division, but somewhere you got to draw the line and say, look, this ain't right. And I know for a fact that Daniel has been told privately, Daniel, this ain't right, and he decided to stick with it anyway. I always go back to the elders. I always go back. As a matter of fact, a elder of mine sent me the videos.
Yeah.
So just to show me, let's just say what not to do. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. We hope we'll see y'all this weekend at the conference. And on the 22nd of September in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, PastorHenry.org. We're going to cast out some devils. Y'all have a blessed day.